Awesome. Okay. Well, thank you for joining us, Andrea. How are you doing today from sunny Mexico? What part are you from? Are you in? Excuse me.
Thank you. I'm doing fine. The day is gorgeous. I'm from Celaya. It's a little town. Well, it's not that little, but it's I don't know. It's just this warm city. There's nothing in here actually,
A lot of
and I'm in
rest,
quarantine. So you see,
a lot of restaurants.
a lot of restaurants that are closed now.
Yeah, that's
For
true.
sure. How many
Yeah,
people live in your hometown there?
in my hometown.
Well, where
I
you
don't
are
know.
now?
Maybe over in my hometown. You mean Celaya?
Yeah, where you are now.
Right now, I'm at home, but here in Celaya, I think there's over 1 million people.
So it's a big city, eh?
It's pretty big.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty, but it's not that big.
No, not that big. Awesome.
There's a lot of
So
people here.
tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do, Andrea, please.
Well, I'm Daniel's cousin. Um,
There you
I studied psychology, and I'm a yoga teacher
go. Okay,
here in
nice.
Celaya. Yeah,
Nice. Good for you.
yeah, thank you.
That's a very popular kind of thing for people to get into, and everybody needs it. You got to stay flexible and fit, especially now that we're all stuck at home, eh?
Now
Yeah,
is
it
the
gets
perfect time.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it helps me get through this.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So how has your town and your people and foremost your country kind of responded to this epidemic outbreak, and what has really changed for you in your day-to-day life there in Mexico?
That's actually kind of a sad question because nobody is taking it. It's taking it too seriously. I mean,
Okay.
I have like a lot of friends that are going still to reunions and restaurants. Well, there are some restaurants that are open, but it's illegally open.
Oh, there you
Yeah,
go.
yeah,
Voice podcast
and
with the scoop.
yeah, they're not supposed to be open, but they're open like bars. Then
Okay.
just today, I got a picture from a friend who is right now at a bar. You
Oh,
know, Danny, the Coliseos?
Yeah.
Yeah,
there you
he's
go.
right there because they serve food for free if you buy a beer,
Yeah.
and they
Well,
are
there you
over
go.
there, and it seems like there's a lot of people, so nobody's taking this like too seriously.
Yeah,
Me
that's
and my
interesting.
family, we are.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Is last time I talked to you, you were pretty serious.
Yeah, we
Um,
are pretty serious here at home.
what are some of the steps and some of the measures that you've taken in the house to make sure that the people in the house are safe?
Yeah. Well, the day that I started worrying, I immediately wrote some papers like these signs, to put them in the front door. There's one sign that says "Stop, wash your hands," like before you get in the house. And then there's other three signs. There's one that says wash your cell phone, wash your shoes, and wash your bag. And everything, it's right there at the front door. Everything, like the how do you call the dispenser,
Like a
the water
spray bottle?
dispenser? Yeah, the spray thing. Yeah, with a little bit of how do you call Lysol?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have Lysol over there, and then you just wash everything with it, and then you get into the house all clean. And
Okay.
we're not hugging or kissing. We're not going anywhere near our grandparents because we live with our grandparents. Yeah, we are 7 people here in this house. My grandparents, two uncles, one aunt, and my brother, me. Oh, and Lila, the seventh one.
That's 8.
Yeah. Yeah, so we're not going out at all. We all stopped working. Well, I have an uncle that didn't stop working because he has his own office and he doesn't have to gather with anybody. So we all stopped going out. We're just going to the supermarket like once a week. Yeah.
Getting
And
a
I'm
bit.
trying not to go nuts doing yoga and, yeah, watching Netflix. I've been
Yeah.
eating a lot though. But I
Yeah,
think that's
eating a lot
something that
too.
happens to us all, right?
My clothes are getting smaller.
It's
So you're
happening for
getting
sure.
Yeah,
For
it's
sure.
yeah,
pretty terrible, this whole, isolation, because it's like we're at home, and already like mentally we're like, oh, I'm bored, so I'm gonna eat something, you know.
yeah,
And so
yeah,
now it's like we don't leave the house at all. So all day is boredom. All day is just eating. You
Yeah.
know.
yeah. It's like anxiety. It's like we're at home, but we are so anxious. We have everything we need. We are okay. Maybe we are getting paid because our jobs are that blessed. I don't know. But we still get anxious, and we're okay. We know we're not sick. We're taking all the measures we need to take, and still we are anxious.
Oh, for sure.
That get us hungry. Even though I'm doing yoga, I'm still anxious.
Yeah.
And
I yeah. Go ahead. Sorry, man.
do you practice with your when you're yoga? You teach classes, right, online?
Yeah, I have a couple students online. It's not the same because sometimes I have to get close to them and adjust something in their body. So it's pretty complicated to do it online because I cannot be there to help them. But it works for advanced students because the beginners it's really hard because they don't understand. They have to see, they have to feel. Yeah. So, but yeah, yeah, it works. If you have the chance to do it, I recommend you to do it.
Well, you can give all of us a class now.
Yeah, yeah, sure. And there's a class I gave, which is in YouTube, and you can watch it for free. It's 1 hour. It's this yoga style that it's fast and it gets you warm and with energy.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah. Oh,
Send the link to Danny and we'll post it
yeah,
on the bottom of this video for people to check
yeah,
out.
sure.
Good idea. Thank you.
Yeah. No,
So
thank you.
so your business has obviously been quite affected, and I'm happy to hear that you guys are at home and safe. But yeah, I think what you said there, a lot of everybody's anxious. We don't know when this is going to be over. We don't know what's going to come of it. Um, but I think the best thing that we can all do is just continue to take care of each other. Look out for obviously the elderly people in your family, and just try to stay healthy for everybody's benefit. What what's the first thing or the thing you're looking forward to the most that you're going to do when this is over? What's the first thing you're going to do? Are you going to go hug your friends? Are you going to go see a movie? What's the very first thing you want to do?
Oh, I haven't thought about that. Maybe go see my boyfriend. I haven't seen him in 21
Oh
days.
yeah.
In 21 days.
But you guys can
Watch a
Zoom
movie. I
call.
don't know. I love hugs and kisses.
Yeah. Yeah.
With my friends, with
Yeah.
my grandparents, with my brother, because I'm like that. So this has been a hard time for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for people like that like that close intimacy, like you, people that are extroverts that need a lot of people around them, like me, it's been tough. But Andrea, what do you think? I mean, are some of the positives of being at home? What is something that you think that you have found to be good about the quarantine?
Good
Oh,
question.
tons of things. Right now, our family is getting closer. Like we are feeding our emotional bonds because we are all scared, but we are there for each other. Like I found out that my family can actually be like confident friends who I can talk to. And we have been working as a team because our house it's big. So the cleaning lady is not coming anymore for safety. So we have to, how do you say, repartir? How do you say?
Like
We
tasks,
divide the yeah we
divide.
divide the tasks, yeah, and everybody is doing something so the house is okay. And I don't know, that gives me a sensation like if I belong to something really special. I'm so blessed by my family. I noticed all the blessings that I have in my life because I bet there's a lot of people that cannot stay at home, that are getting hungry because they cannot work and they don't have money to pay for food. They don't have anyone to help them, like I don't know, single mothers or whatever. and I feel so blessed. That's the most important thing that I've learned. And also, I think that the whole universe is pushing us to take a moment to go inside. Like when you're forced to stay home, there's a silence. When you go outside, there's a lot of noise from the people, from the life that it's going out, that is going on out there. So now we're staying at home. I've had to face already a lot of realities from myself. Like I'm there in my room with nothing to do, and I realize that there are a lot of things that I have started in my life that I haven't finished, and maybe
It's
this is the
perfect
time
time.
to, yeah, now it's the perfect time to finish them. But still, I'm so anxious that I can't. That's the funny thing, that I'm so worried about everything, and I'm looking at the news and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start doing this to get distracted, and this is productive and I'm gonna feel right, but I'm so stuck in being worried that I cannot accomplish anything.
So is
And
the news in Mexico, like I know when I was living in Mexico, the news is always very alarming. It's very scary, so is it a lot of the same? What do you think? Is it is what is happening in the news what is happening in reality?
actually, I was thinking that, well, I'm scared because I watch a lot of news. Yes, the news are like that, are scary, and like this, we have something we call the red note, la nota roja, and is this newspaper especially for bad news. I mean, we have a newspaper special for bad news, and there are titles at the internet everywhere with bad news, and how many dead people and how many infected people, and the volcanoes are erupting, and the earth is shaking. How do you call it when
Earthquake?
Earthquake,
there's
yeah.
earthquakes? We have earthquakes also here in Mexico. And the worst thing, it's that they are, how do you say,
Politicizing?
politizando. Yeah, they are politicizing this thing, because government says one thing, and the newspapers and all of these important channels, like, I don't know, El Universal, The Economist, they are saying the contrary. Like, they are criticizing our government, and of course we are all scared because they make us feel that the government doesn't know what they're doing, and maybe they're not, or maybe they are, I don't know.
The
But
government
we are
never knows
more,
what they're doing.
yeah, maybe you're right. We are more scared about the economic situation that it's coming after this.
Yeah, it could be pretty bad. But I mean, it's really easy to focus on the negative, and be like, yeah, this is bad. And like the situations can be bad and our government sucks and, people are dying. And all of these are true. But we shouldn't focus on that. We should try to definitely, try to, I mean, it's hard to look at the silver lining, and to look at the positives. But I know that like me, when I practice, like when I will like practice yoga and I do some meditation and I do some things like that, it really does help clear my mind, and it helps just kind of like to forget about those things. For me personally, I've stopped looking at the news. I look at the news like once a day, you know, and that's it because I can't handle it. It's just too much for me. So I try to do like some mindful techniques, breathing and things like that, to try to get me out because it's too much. It's too much bad news. Too much too all the time. It's too much all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's funny, because the thing that you're saying is that you have to figure out a way to get out when you're in, because you cannot get out actually, right? So
Exactly.
yes, you have to be very creative,
Yeah.
very creative. Yeah, but it's hard, because the news are all the time like bombarding you with the titles. Everywhere you go in Facebook, there's bad news, or Instagram. In Instagram they are making fun of the bad news, and we are kind of losing our sensibilization with stuff, you know, with this situation, which is so dramatic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I agree. I think you definitely see some of that here as well. First of all, the just the control the mass media has over people, the fear that this virus kind of started, and now people have been following the directive to stay home and stay safe. And now I think you're seeing people are getting bored, and you're seeing people are getting angsty. And I think you're going to see some people starting to kind of break these social norms. And yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if some stuff hit the fan here in the next month. I think people are kind of getting sick of this.
Well, I just want to tell a little story about what happened to me. I'm
Please.
part of a group that we we do check-ins for people, we do groceries for people, and we've been working with the homeless, you know, to figure out a good place because the city is not being good with the homeless population in the city. So we've been trying to kind of figure out where they can go, how they can get food, and things like that. So long story short, we my, the group that I belong to met with another group that is also doing the same thing, but we met in a parking lot, you know, and a 6 foot distance. You know, we were separated, but guess what? The cops came.
Wow.
Yeah,
What?
we were seven. We were seven people in a circle, and the cop said that we were in a group of five or more, and we had to leave.
Hmm.
You know?
You know what? See, this is where it starts to get interesting. At what point do your civil liberties get overruled by something that isn't even really a law yet? Like, I don't think it's been constitutionally federally passed to kind of have that kind of power for police. But at what point does the fear kind of? I don't know. These are all good talking points, and I'm glad you brought that up. And that's crazy to
Yeah, for me personally, I prefer freedom over security.
me. Yeah. I,
Um, but I mean, it wasn't scary. Like I'm not, you know, it wasn't, but it was odd, you know, that we are a group of people trying to feed the homeless, and the cops like, nope, go back to where you came from. You know, so it's a slippery slope. It's scary, but at the same time, we just need to, you know, stay the course, stay strong. We don't want, just like we're trying to protect the people the most vulnerable in our society. Um, we need to do that by staying home. So I mean, like, I understand, but at the same time, like, do I?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Andrea, what's kind of going on down there in Mexico? Are people excuse me, are the police enforcing our curfew? Is there kind of like a social pressure to stay home? You kind of mentioned people weren't super duper following that. Is the army involved? Is there any kind of pushback like that from the federal government?
Not yet. I mean, I don't know what's the difference between phase one, phase two, phase three. Uh, but since we are in phase two, there hasn't been any banning of being in the streets or whatever. No, the police is not involved. Not yet, because I think they're gonna do it once the sick people raises and the dead people too. I think they're gonna do the same strategy. But I'm kind of worried because here in Mexico you see a lot of violence from the police to the people.
Yeah.
That's something really, how do you say, it's really common. So I think people also will get violent when they are prohibited from getting out from their homes. Did I say it right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Well,
So I
like,
think
I
it's
know,
gonna
like
be dangerous.
In Mexico, it's very common to go to like the market, not the supermarket, but like the market, you know,
Like the
uh,
tianguis.
or like the tianguis, or like, you know,
Yeah. And the
something like
streets.
that, where it's just like, so they're just really tight, like in the movies. It's almost exactly like it is in the movies, where you have stalls and then there's just huge groups of people just buying and bartering and things like that. Have those closed at all?
Yeah. Well, I believe the on Friday, the last Friday, the tianguis that it's nearby this house was open, And because it was Cuaresma, or I don't know how you say it in English, you know, Viernes Santo, Jueves Santo, and they went to buy fish because they sell fish there. So there were like, I don't know, hundreds of people gathering there buying fish. And you know, Mexico's economy moves that way in a big part. So it's really hard to stop it because our food, we get it from places right like that.
Yeah, it's not a lot of supermarket. It's just like a lot of market type fresh
Yeah,
food kind of.
yeah,
So
yeah. A lot of people.
has your
Yeah.
food availability been threatened? Like, are you guys kind of worried where you might be able to buy food in a week or two, or is that still not quite at that point yet?
At the beginning, you know, like 3 weeks ago, when this started, we were all panicking because, you know, in the media, they showed that people were buying toilet paper like crazy. And
Yeah.
I have this friend that lives in New Jersey, and she texted me, and she was like, "Did you buy your food already? Because this is getting real." And I was like, "What is going on?" And yeah, a lot of people like freaked out and started buying a lot of food for a month. And we noticed that a lot of people was not being able to buy their food because there's people that can buy only food for the day because they work that day for that food. But when the other people that it's able to buy food for an entire month took it all, we left nothing for these people that can buy the food for only one day. So there's started a campaign on the social medias to asking people to stop doing that, and we relaxed now because also we saw that we were able to go out still. There's no banning in the streets, and yeah. And then you go to the supermarket and there's a few people, but still like getting close to each other. And you know, the girls that take the money from you are not taking care of themselves. They don't have alcohol there to wash their hands, and with the hands that took the money of this person, she takes yours and your cards, and
Yeah.
they're like picking their noses, like, you know, the common trick.
Well, I hope
Sorry.
they stay safe. But
Yeah.
that's funny that you mentioned that. It sounds like, as different as we are as a country with, different people, different language, different food, different culture, it sounds like a lot of the similar things that happened to you happened here. So it's funny that as a species and as a evolved evolved economies that we are reacting the same way with the panic buying and not leaving enough for those who are less fortunate on the shelves to be able to provide for themselves just for a day or two, right? So that's kind of a cool introspect into human psychology right there. Thanks for that.
That we all, the world over, is doing the same thing.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah,
That is
exactly.
actually really crazy. I didn't really think about it like that, but yeah, we all panic buy. We all. Did you panic buy at all, Leighton?
No, not really, man. We've been kind of lucky here. Stable incomes and lots of grocery stores nearby. The only thing we did kind of maybe get worried about is the toilet paper because everywhere for 2 weeks was completely sold out. So luckily, we're thankful to have a Costco membership. So every time you buy a pack there, it's good for like a month. Eh? It's the big jumbo rolls.
That's what I. You know what's crazy? Before all this started, I ran out of toilet paper, and then so I went to Costco and I bought toilet paper, and that's the only thing I bought. And so I work at Costco, and so I know everybody there, and like they're all like looking at me and telling me, "It's like, oh, the toilet paper, oh, blah blah blah." That's just like, what do you do with the toilet paper? And I'm just like, I just don't have any toilet paper.
Yeah.
And then I get home, I turn on the news, and it's like, oh, everyone's buying toilet paper. It's like, oh,
You're
that's
that guy.
that's why they were giving me crap
Pushing
because I
you.
was buying toilet paper.
Yeah, you were that guy. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's good.
You
So
were just doing your regular shopping.
yeah, just
Yeah,
doing
exactly.
shopping.
Just doing my regular shopping. You know?
So Andrea, has your government kind of given any foresight into when maybe this might all be over or when they might open things back up again? Have they kind of talked about that at all?
At first, they said April the 30,
Okay.
but yesterday I think, or the day before yesterday, this guy Hugo Lopez Gatel, he is the sub-secretary from the Health Institute of Mexico. He said that this may be till May, the entire month.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So it's a long time.
Yeah, our provincial government just a couple days ago extended this another month. So we're kind of sitting around the middle of April right now. So you know what? If we're out of this by June, I think we'll be lucky, but we'll see what happens.
You think so?
Yeah, I do think so.
I would hope. I hope so. Like the thing is, it's like so. Andrea, like, is cool for you because it's always summer, you know. But like for us, summer is very short,
3
you know.
months, 3 or 4 months.
So I want summer,
Yeah.
you know. So I've been making preparations for summer, alternative summer preparations. Like and we don't know if we're going to be able to go camping.
Yeah.
So I have a truck, you know, a four-wheel drive. So now our plan is just to find a place with my truck and go camping.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, like yeah,
Exactly.
somewhere near.
Exactly. You know,
You were
or
planning to come to Mexico, right?
I was planning on going to Mexico, but well, I mean
Yeah,
that's not happening anymore.
yeah, and it looks like summer here, doesn't it? Yeah, and
Yeah.
it's warm and there's sunlight.
Yeah, you got green grass. I see it was snowing here today. I was in line to get groceries and it was snowing. So yeah.
Yeah, so
So
no, it's crazy. I hope it doesn't last too much longer, but I think that from what I understand and from what I've seen, it's just we're going to be like this until there's a vaccine.
Yeah.
You know, there may be more liberties if you want to call them that. You know, it's like maybe we can go to the movies maybe a little more spaced out, but maybe those will open up. Maybe restaurants will take smaller reservations. I don't know, but something I do believe something will open up in the future. Um, but it's going to be a version of this until we have a vaccine.
Yeah.
or maybe a treatment, an efficient treatment, where you can get sick and just go to the pharmacy and get something that gets you well.
Yeah, exactly. You know,
I
Yeah,
and
think
it,
because I yeah.
I think I just want to say I think the worry is that this virus is too contagious that they don't want you going to pharmacies. They want you to stay home so that until everybody is feeling better and you kind of get that herd immunity, which is through a vaccine, as Danny said. Unfortunately, I like your idea; it would be awesome, but I think scientifically the only science way to beat this is a vaccine. So. Yeah, I just don't see a cure or a way of getting over it in pharmacy. Unfortunately, I wish it could, but I think that people are taking this serious enough.
yeah. Andrea, what is it that you want um, to be the aftermath? What do you want this to be when this is all over? What do you want like the government to realize? What do you want the people? You know, what do you want? Like our eyes are open now, you know, to a lot of um, things, you know, a lot of gaps, a lot of holes. What do you hope we get out of this?
Well, I hope that we all can live with a more conscious mind. I mean, trying to be empathic with everyone. I mean, it's not possible to be always okay and be always happy. To take things, I don't know, to be more loving with everybody and with the earth and with ourselves. Government, I don't know, everything has to change. This is changing the whole world. I mean, the whole way we are seeing things. So I don't know what's gonna happen. I mean, I have the strong idea that the people in the government are mean. So I'm truly scared that they are gonna take advantage somehow of this situation. But I'm hoping that we, the people, are gonna be more aware of these things, and we are gonna act. I don't know, looking for getting better and growing. The only way we can go after this is up. I mean, we are getting to the bottom of our. How do you say in English when you tocas fondo?
Bottom of the barrel or hit rock bottom.
Yeah. So the only place we can go, it's like up.
Is that? Yeah, that's a good
Yeah.
sentiment. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah. I don't want to get any idea because I might get disappointed, or maybe not. Maybe I can get surprised. I wish I get surprised.
I do too. I do too. Yeah, I think we've got a long way to go, but I think people's mindset is positive enough that we can come together as a people and get through this. So,
Yeah.
yeah, awesome. Well,
Definitely, it's gonna be a while. It's gonna be a process, but you know, we'll get through it. I mean, I guess it's nothing that humanity hasn't faced before. It's just something that we are facing in our generation.
correct. Yeah.
You know.
With this much media and availability of social media and so much scrutiny on stuff, this will be what we're living through will be a couple pages in a history textbook a
Yeah.
couple decades from now, which is kind of cool.
Oh,
but
absolutely.
yeah, definitely interesting.
Our
Definitely
kids will definitely be studying about this.
That's right.
The Corona generation will be reading about it because
Yeah.
people at home, so many babies in the next 9 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to be talking to the quarantines in 13 years, I think I saw. Yeah.
Yeah.
Quarantines, they don't know about our generation. They don't know they don't know self-isolation.
They don't know. Awesome. Well, thanks guys. I think we'll start to wrap it up there. Thank you, Danny, for setting this up. Really appreciate your time as always, man. And Andrea, thank you so much for joining us and for your time and for your insight on what you and your family are going through. Thank you for bringing a unique perspective. I think people will be interested to hear what's going on down in Mexico. So thank you for your time.
Thank you, Andrea. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, guys. Bye and have a good night.
Everybody.
Bye.